Hello and welcome to Zulf Talks Photography. Today we have a special one for you, and we're going to have a quick look at these Edit My Raw submissions. So welcome to the Photography Live Show, where we talk about everything from recent photography news, editing programs, and share tips and tricks along the way. I'm your host Zulf, and we'll be reviewing your Edit My Raw submissions. So stay tuned for that segment of the show. We're just going to wait and make sure everything is good, and I can confirm we are good to go. So thank you everybody for joining us today, and we're going to discuss your Edit My Raw submissions, which is the main element of the show. However, we have got some additional benefits that we can look at today. So this show has been made possible by NetHack Storage Solutions, and if you're not familiar with NetHack Storage Solutions, they provide memory cards and storage solutions since 1999. So they're quite big in the field of providing memory cards that say and do what they say on the card. There's a wide range of high-speed storage solution options available with proven read-write data speeds. You can see on YouTube there's been various reviews and tests taken out on the memory cards, so they do deliver. I've had some in the past that don't get the speed that you wanted to get out of them. So in the description below you'll see a good range of links. Mainly the main one I have is a link to a 32GB SD card, which is £11.99. So check that out if you're in the market for a memory card, as they supply good, strong, capable cards. So that's your sponsor today, and what we'll do is we'll have a quick look at the news this week before we carry on into the segment and review the Edit My Raw photos. So let's get that out the way and bring up some photography news from the week. There's been some great news. I'll bring you 3 articles that have been very interesting. So lighting can be an issue with many photos, and that's something that we look at. I look at how to improve one light portraits. So there's a great article here Alex Cook has done, and it's basically giving you an option to get great photos with one light source before you get fancy and get loads of lights. So that's a good article to keep an eye on to see how photography is progressing and how you can make your photos even better. Because once you make good photos with one light source, it's all going to get better when you get 2 lights and 3 lights, because you know where to put them. That's a good article there on f-stoppers. Another little article I saw which was actually quite good for this segment is the Navy SEAL technique all photographers should be doing. I had a read of this, and it was actually quite an interesting option, because obviously being a Navy SEAL, they have to have their nerves in check. They have to be calm. If they're snipering, they don't want to be breathing and making a wrong shot. So that translates to photography in a way. And this is the little bit I wanted to show you. It's called the breathing technique. So step 1 is you breathe through your nose for 5 seconds. Breathe out, well, hold it for 5 seconds, and then you exhale through the mouth for 5 seconds, and then you pause for 5 seconds. So it's like a 4-step prong to it, but it basically helps relax you, and it does work. So if you try that, it's basically that 4-section adjustment, I could call it. But yeah, it's called box breathing, and Navy SEAL guys do it, so it's something proven, and it's links to photography because you want to basically calm down and make sure you can take a steady shot. So that was an interesting article. The last article I'm going to show you is some great news for Canon users and for Mac users. So last week I made a video about using your Canon camera as a webcam. For Windows that was perfectly fine. However, they didn't have a software for Mac users, so they've actually released a Mac version only yesterday, and just before this live stream I made a quick video to show you how to do that, and that's some great news for Mac users. So that's basically the news segment covered, and I did do some podcasts about this topic, about various cameras and which is the best for photography, in the Zulf Talks Photography podcast. So it might be worth checking out one of the podcast episodes. So that covers us off nicely for a quick update while we're getting set up for the Edit My Raw segment of the show. And let's have a quick look at the Edit My Raw section. So it's a third section we're doing. We've done it twice already. Let me bring you up to my widescreen that we're used to seeing. So what I basically do is I give you 3 or more of my raw photos and I expect you to work your magic. Hello to everybody in chat, nice to have you here. Make sure to let me know if you made a submission so we can speak to you live about the edits you made. But luckily the guys that have submitted are some of the regulars, and it's good to see them edit my photos in a way that I'm not used to seeing. So let's go again. Edit my raw live session number 3 planned. So this one is going to be interesting. I gave you photos. I said to you, you got free reign. You can edit them how you want to edit them. And the 3 photos I gave you were number 1, the lady in red. Number 2, the lady in waiting. Number 4, because I had some interest about landscape, and this is just a shot that I took. It's not really a great shot, but I wanted to see what you could do with it. So that's number 3. And then the 4th one was just a face shot. Her eyes weren't really open, so you couldn't see the whites of her eyes, which make good photos, but that's what I gave you. And I had some submissions, so thank you very much everybody that submitted photos. Let me have a quick look so I can bring up the submissions and then we compare them side by side. Jonas, thank you very much. I was hoping to speak to Jonas this time, but is he available? Let me just check. Yeah, I think he mentioned he was preoccupied, so he's given me an edit. He's had audio issues before. We were hoping to speak to him on Skype so we can actually get some feedback from him. So he gave me 2 photos. Let's have a quick look at his submissions. So entries, and let me make that so you can't see all the photos. Jonas, there's number 1. And I liked what he did with that, to be honest. He gave that a slight grunge effect on the top. He brought out the colors. Let's have a quick look. Let's compare it to the standard, because I gave him this file. So that versus that. Yeah, you can see it, can't you? He's brought more detail out. Jonas is a good one. He always does. He does us proud, doesn't he? He's brought the detail out in the shot. Has he done any more? Oops. Has he done any more? Let's have a quick. Okay. Ah, look at that. See, I didn't see that. So see the roof, all the venting. He got rid of all the venting. He's done a bit of his magic, hasn't he? He's adjusted a bit of the belly and the back. So great job there, buddy. Yes, he's always delivering, and he's puffed up the hair slightly. Great job. So it works wonders. Once you have a photo and you give it to someone who can retouch it, it gives you some amazing results. Because obviously everybody has their own eye. And ooh, that's his second option. Let's get rid of that one. So great job. I like that. This is the second one. Stay tuned, because what I will do in the end is I'll go through the same images and see what the differences were between your edits, because I know you guys do wonders. Okay, so here, let's have a look at the original image supply, which is the first. Okay, that's the original. That's the edit. Ah, wow, look at that. So if you notice here by the buttons, he's got rid of the shadows. He's got rid of that slight bulge there from the dress, which was kind of oddly positioned. He's brought some colors out in it. He's softened the skin a bit. And he's got a bit more detail in the eyes. Yeah, Jonas is a good one. He always shocks us with the edits, but that's a really great edit, mate. Thank you very much. Jonas, I'm sure I don't say that right, but one day I'll speak to you and we'll sort it out. Okay, so BW2101. He did a desaturated look. So let's have a look at his submission. I think he's gone for an Instagram type photo here. It's washed out. Some of it desaturated quite a bit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of this one. Good attempt. Thank you for sharing it. But I'm wondering if the original versus yours. Let's have a quick look. Okay, he has brought some detail out in it, but I'm not sure. It's a bit too washed out for me, unfortunately. But thank you for sharing it. It's all in the eye of the beholder, so possibly someone else will find it interesting. Do let me know in the comments if you found that difference. Oh, hello. Hi, Fahim. Thank you. Great to have you in. Yes, the Disney princess edit. Lakshmi. Thanks again. So, this edit, Fahim, as you're in, how did you do that edit and what did you change in it? Because your edit here, you've cut her arm off and you've made it square. So she's kind of looking out of camera, which is okay. But what was your thinking behind that? Let me know, because I know we've got a slight lag on the comments. So I'll get back to you when you reply with that. And that was a decent option. I'll give you a upvote for that. Thank you. And okay, it's unbelievable, Jeff. It's unbelievable, Jeff has submitted a submission. Let's bring his up. Okay, so his is yes, there we go. So he submitted this one, which is a scenery shot. So it's interesting to see that you attempted that, because not many folks attempted it. But let's have a look and see what we can compare between the two. Okay, that's his edit. Yes, you're right, it was washed away. Let me bring up his comment, because I'm sure he made a comment about it. Okay, yes, okay, so he's basically gone for some of the detail in the water. So those like messy bits in the water have gone. He's added a bit of detail in the sky. He's brought back some of the mountains and the clouds. So good job. Nice edit. I think it's one of those, what would have been nice is if those stones were piled a bit higher, and that would have been like the focus point. And obviously the mountains weren't washed out, because we would have had the 3 steps in the landscape there. It would have given it more interest. But I'm not much of a landscape photographer, so I'll probably take my steer from you guys. Thank you for that edit. And we have another one. Luckily today we had a few, so we can actually look through some of these and see how they work out. Rajkins, I think he's in chat. Lakshmi, you're Rajkins on Reddit, aren't you? So you've done your edit of the stones. Let's have a quick look. Oh wow, yes, he's brought out. No, wow, okay. Let me quickly save this. Have I saved it before? I don't know if I saved it. I think that's the first one I saw. Yes, okay. Possibly he's put that in a bit later than normal. Let me save this one and save. Oh, is he doing more than one? Save. This week is number 3. Raj. Save. Okay, so let's bring up Raj's one. What I like to do is bring them out so that I can compare them side by side, because that way I can actually see the difference and the edit, because it's always great to see the edit side by side. If I go back to the normal one, it's a DNG file supplied, so I'm hoping there was some detail in there to bring back, but I like the mood he did with that. So Raj, are you able to give me a quick comment? I know you're in comments, so if you mention it in chat and talk through what you did. Let me have a look actually. Did you mention it in your comment? Because it's possible. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Okay, for the edit I went for a sunset feel. The sky is overexposed, so I first got down to its exposure and gave it a nice blue color. The stones, pebbles lacked color. Actually, let me bring up his photo as we talk about this. Okay, so if I bring that there, it's a bit of a nightmare with this Windows click feature. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so the stone pebbles lacked color and contrast, so I added them using tone curves and HSL. The photo still looked bland. You're right, it was a funny day. And it was more of a few snaps that we took, and it was nothing special, to be honest. So for giving it some character, I used split toning to give it a sunset like feel, and used gradient filter, made the left side of it warmer. That's how I got the final edit. Rajkins, you did a good job, mate. You brought back a photo that would have otherwise been wasted. Okay, there and there. You know what? You did a better job, because the other edit didn't get as much detail in the mountains, but you managed to get... If I zoom in, look, see that mountain there? Wow. Because if you look at it here, there's not much there, but what you've managed to get back is quite astonishing. So good job. I'm wondering if that's the split toning, or... And also like that warm feel. You know what? I might make this my background now, Raj. Thank you. That looks like a nice photo for a background. Yes, good job. You impressed me. Okay, let's have a quick look and make sure there's nothing else fallen in. Okay, Beezy Beans. So, Beezy Beans did an edit. I really didn't really know what I was going for here. Just went with it. I felt and what I wanted this image to portray, which was sort of like a Disney villain. Okay, Beezy Beans. I do recall this one. Thank you. Are you in chat by any chance? Let me know and say hi in chat if you're in chat. Lakshmi is here. Fahim is here. Hi, guys. And I'm working through these now, so we'll be able to get through some more of these. Beezy Beans. Okay, now let me bring up Beezy Beans. Yes, Beezy Beans, mate. You know what? I like where you went with it. It's like a bit of a witchcraft type, proper deep image. But let me bring back the standard so we compare it with the standard. And that will be here. Okay, so this is a standard. And this is the edit. Yes. Yeah, I can see what you've done there. Drawn more attention to her. The colors are more popping. The face, I'm not sure about those dark spots though. I think, actually, yeah. Have we lost? Something's lost. What is lost? I'm trying to figure it out, but I can't. You probably can let me know in the comments. There's something quite, I don't know, is drawing me. Something has changed, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Obviously, the face is more sharper because of that extra blusher or maybe darker forehead. But yeah, okay. Oh, interesting job. I like that. Good edit. But yeah, that was a quick look at this week's Edit My Raw submissions. Thank you everybody that took part. I really enjoyed looking at the edits. Hopefully what we'll do on the next one is find out why the edits have been happening in this way. So yeah, that's really interesting to see. And that's all from us today. Make sure to check out the description for the show notes and subscribe to get notified of the next live session. Thanks for all the guests and the members in chat. It's been a good session now, and I'm going to see you on the next one. So hopefully we'll give another good session. See you on the next one, guys.